Hi, I'm Justin and welcome to Just Shaves. For this video, I'm going to be showcasing the Karve Overlander brass. This razor is brand new to me. I just received it in the mail yesterday. I purchased this one secondhand from someone else who purchased it directly from Karve, but tried it once and didn't like it for one reason or another. Really excited to try this one out. It's really popular in the shaving community. It's really known as being one of the most comfortable yet efficient razors out in the market. It's probably has a legend of being the most comfortable razor out there. So I'm really excited to try it out. From what I've heard, if I am going to have any issues with it, is it might not be as efficient as I would like, but nevertheless, I'm excited to try it out. This razor costs about $112 US and it's made out of brass. So pricing for the metal is definitely on the premium side of things. Another thing is this razor is really difficult to get your hands on. Not so much because they don't make the razor anymore, but really just it's not something that's mass produced by a team of people. This is something that's handmade by a single guy out in Canada, and he has his work cut out because the reputation of the quality of his work, which is pretty obvious here just holding it. The balance feels great, the handle feels great. If there were any complaints, it seems to be just with the process of ordering. The ordering process, which I haven't done personally because I bought this secondhand, but checking their website, everything is with an 8-week lead time, which again, if you have the funds and the money, you just have to kind of be willing to accept the wait time. And again, if it's being handmade by one person and there's a lot of demand, obviously you'd be waiting quite a bit as well. So with that, I won't waste too much time going into it. I'm just going to kind of jump right in. Blade gap is 0.73 millimeters, and then the blade exposure is 0.07 millimeters. So decent sized gap. The exposure is relatively neutral. There is a little bit of a bend to the razor blade as it's being clamped down on. But with that, I'm excited to give this a go. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse, and I already have my lather built up. I'm not going to showcase the process again, but I'm using towel back today. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So cold water rinse before I lather up. Skin feels really good. I don't think I shaved yesterday, but my most recent shave was with the Timeless Aluminum, and I left that without any irritation or issues. So I think I have just 1 day's worth of growth here. Losing track. I'm just lathering up. It's the part I try not to rush and just make sure I cover my scalp and all of my hairs pretty generously, and making sure I'm softening up all of my hairs as best I can before I even start this process. So it's the first time using this razor. You're gonna see my honest opinion of it on camera. Again, I don't care to push any specific product, like razors or products, onto anyone else. What works for me might not work for you, but I do want to highlight when things do work for me, why, and hopefully that might factor into some of your own decisions, whether you're interested in this particular razor or something similar. Okay. So far, living up to the legend of being an incredibly smooth razor. 110 grams as well, which is pretty significant weight. It's heavier than most of the other razors I typically use. But yeah, so far so good. Smooth, easy, not a lot of blade feel. It feels very non-threatening as well. Yeah, I can tell I could probably go a little bit quicker than I'm doing now, and likely won't nick myself. So. And I can tell that some of the smoothness is really just coming from the sheer mass of it. Again, with heavier razors, there's just more momentum and gravity pushing through your hair. So therefore, there's not as much feedback from the razor, like skipping and tugging against your hairs. Blade I'm using is a Persona Lab Blue on my third use. The same blade from the last couple videos I used. So far through the middle of this first pass, I'm impressed. I relather back of my head. I'll switch over to the wall mirror so I can see what I'm doing back there. Let's relather. Okay, here we go. Smooth, easy, enjoyable. I wasn't in the market for another razor when I saw this one flash. Obviously, since I've been researching razors, this is one that's jumped out as being one of the most popular ones with the shaving community, but I wasn't sold on, you know, how high the price was, in addition to also having such a significant wait time for the razor if you buy it directly from Karve. I feel like $100 for me personally, and then having to wait, you know, possibly 2 to 3 months for the razor to arrive was not something that I was interested in doing, but you know, thankfully other people were interested in doing that. But yeah, I'm hardly able to feel the blade at all while I'm going, and it's got some decent efficiency. So far this feels like one of those unicorn razors that is picking up more hair than it feels like it should be. And this is completely smooth and comfortable. Pass. Okay. With that, I'll rinse and relather for my second pass. And over $100 is a lot to spend on a razor where, you know, it's got that fixed geometry. It's, you know, it's one razor where it's got like a fixed blade gap, fixed exposure. It may or may not work for you, is always the risk you're running. Again, I think just about any razor can shave, but if it's not, you know, the right efficiency level for you, it's, you know, kind of a waste of time, because there's probably better options out there. But that's always my concern when buying a new razor, especially one of this price. Thing that made me kind of jump for it is I figured I wasn't going to have an opportunity to try this particular one again. And if I didn't like it, I knew that there'd be other people interested in picking it up. Even if I had to lose some dollars on the transaction, sometimes that's just the price of trying something out for the first time in this market. So far I'm really impressed though. This is probably one I'll consider keeping. Again, it's really mild, comfortable feeling on the skin, yet it's picking up more hairs than I was expecting it to, just going off of the feel alone. So there are some days where when I'm shaving, I don't care to have the closest possible shave. Sometimes I just kind of want to shave, and when that happens, my priority is going to be more on comfort and making sure I'm not causing any irritation on my skin. And so far this one's checking that box really well. Relather for the back of the head one more time. The other complaint I've read of people online complaining about Karve is they might send an email and not get responses, but if this is a one-man shop and the quality of the razors are this, I'm not surprised he's, not sitting in front of a computer checking emails. He's probably in the machining room obsessing over all these small details. So again, I think that comes with the territory here. So yeah, if you're interested in one of these razors, I would encourage you not to let that be a reason to deter you, but just something to think about. But it is significant dollars, and you might have to just be prepared to wait for it to arrive, and it kind of is what it is. That's what happens when smaller shops do such great work. There's more demand than they can quickly supply, and that's just kind of the way that needs to work. With that, I think I'm going to call this good for my usual 2-pass routine right here. So I'm going to rinse this off. And real quickly, a little touch with the alum block. And alum's not completely necessary. I had some conversations with my buddy Guido75 online, and he was mentioning that it dries out his skin. And if it does, by all means, don't use it. I like it just because it will tell me right away if I shave too quickly or too closely. And in my case, I like hopping into the shower afterwards, so I think I rinse it off of my skin well enough where it doesn't cause that odd dryness. But it does dry out your skin immediately after using it, but for me, it's only for a couple minutes and doesn't have any lasting impact beyond that. After I shower, I do like either touching my skin up with an aftershave balm. Nivea for Men is the one I usually turn to. Another option I have as well is, again, Nivea makes an aftershave splash. This is the one I'll use if I know I'm getting ready to leave. I'll do this because it can dry quickly, and I can use like a standard SPF face lotion. I'll cover some sunscreen as well. So if I'm staying in the house, I just like to moisturize with this. I will use this on like my following days as well. So if I shave today, I'll put the balm on, and the next day if I don't shave, I'll continue to just keep moisturizing the areas that I am shaving in. So go through this stuff pretty quickly because of that, but it's part of my skincare routine, and it's been working for me so far. So with that, I'm gonna call this job well done. Go ahead and rinse off. So thank you all for joining in, and until next time.